Do you know what incel means and how it's used?
How do you spell it?
Incel.
Google it. Google fucking exists. This is Reid from readaboutsex.com.
This is Cathy virtually of intimacydojo.com.
But before you Google things, if you're, since you're here, what's incel mean? Let's do what's the definition? We Googled it.
Yes, we did. So it stands for involuntary celibacy, and it indicates someone who is not being sexual, not because they've chosen to be celibate, but because they're not getting any. Mm-hmm. And there is some people use the term to use people that are blaming others for not having sex.
Mm-hmm. And it's generally a put down. Mm-hmm. It's not like, hey, yo, my incel brother, what's up? Hey, it's more of an insult. And is an insult used by men towards other men, or is it like kids in kindergarten? Like, who's using incel? Men
use it towards other men, and some women use it towards men. One person wrote it and said that they're everywhere. They're at the club. They're at the sex shop. They're just everywhere. Mm-hmm. And
they're undateables.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anyone is undateable. I think that a lot of people have things they could learn that can make them more dateable. And just, incel doesn't mean you can be dating and still be considered incel. It's just if you're not having sex.
But it's involuntary. So if I was being celibate, then I wouldn't be incel.
Right. But if you went on a lot of dates and you kept asking or you wanted to have sex and they were saying no, you could still be considered.
That's nagging.
Yes.
Respect people's no's. Say thank you for taking care of yourself because you don't want to have sex with people who don't want to have sex back. And it's kind of weird. Right.
And blaming other people for not wanting to have sex with you tends not to make you really attractive to people, especially if you're kind of going in. And I've been on dates with someone who was kind of angry and expecting and pushing out that. Mm-hmm. And it didn't make me feel safe at all.
What's the difference between that kind of thing and then like just having needs?
Well, I think if you have a need that's frustrated over and over and over and you don't know how to change it, that can create that frustration and anger. It's not that, all humans get that. Like if you went to restaurant after restaurant and they're like, no, we're not going to feed you. You're like, I'm really, really hungry. Like I need to find food. You might start to get angry about it. Mm-hmm. So it's not that,
like hangry. So is there like a sex version of hangry?
Apparently.
When you're hungry and you start to get angry and cranky?
Yes.
Halt! Which is...
hungry, angry,
lonely and tired?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the sex version? Figure it out. Put it in the comments. What's the sex version of halt?
Yes.
Or hangry, or whatever that is.
Yeah. And the thing is other people are not obligated to fulfill our sex needs. But we can learn skills and techniques to help us feel safer in other people that might help that process.
So people who are like starving, who are maybe socially less adept or socially awkward, and combining the starvingness
or just had a bad run for a little while. Sometimes you just don't meet people you want to connect with for a little bit.
That sounds different than people denying you.
Yeah.
Because and I don't think the way that they're using the term. And the reason we're talking about this is somebody wrote in a comment to us about this. I don't think the term sounds like, to me, the way it was presented to us, that people are saying, oh, I'm frustrated because I haven't eaten in a while.
Right.
And I just haven't met somebody I want to sleep with. Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound like
no, it's more like somebody owes me sex. And you're the closest person, so you should be doing that with me. Mm-hmm. And a lot of anger.
Yeah, sometimes and that kind of energy is not, unless it turns you on, it's not palatable for a lot of people, especially in a trying to get to know you way, which would push the sex further away.
Right.
So what solutions?
Solutions are, one, get your touch needs met in other ways that are ethical and like get a massage.
Cuddle party.
Go to a cuddle party.com. Cuddleparty.com. They're amazing. And they're a great place to learn how to connect with people in a safe way. Mm-hmm. Find different ways to fill some of your needs. Because when you go out with someone and you're like, I need to have you.
That's like banging on the restaurant door, being like, let me in! Let me in, I'm hungry!
Yeah, it doesn't feel safe or comfortable. And I know that a lot of people, it's really easy to blame weight or looks or age for this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of, like, I thought no one would date me. I'm a big woman. I thought nobody would date me. I felt Incel. For 14 years, I didn't date. Mm-hmm. But the truth was, it was all my shame. It was, you know, some people don't prefer big people, but I've had as many dates as I want to fit in my schedule. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to blame something, oh, I'm too ugly, I'm too old, I'm too fat, whatever it is, your too thing. But often it's more your approach and your energy around it.
Mm-hmm. Or that you're not getting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Because in your situation, you just weren't dating.
No. I just thought they were going to parachute through the ceiling. And they didn't, so.
Yeah, well, no surprise. Because ceilings, people are not supposed to be able to parachute through them. Unless you live in a thatched hut.
Yes.
And then maybe you don't have internet right now and you're not watching this video, so it's not really... It's moot.
Some people in thatched huts have internet.
I'm not a Wi-Fiist. I want as many people who need Wi-Fi to have Wi-Fi as possible.
Absolutely.
So we're diverting. You leave a comment about what do you think about Incel, INSCEL, and then we'll see you in the next video, and maybe hit subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, Sex Geek. If you would like to continue with the brain sex, do me a favor and click subscribe right here. If you'd like to watch me on social media, that's where you're going to go. Next video, maybe? And if you really would like your own Sex Geek t-shirt, please click right here, right now. Boop. No, really, like... Boop. Boop, boop.